Here I am in time before a double rehearsal, and I have to figure out how to spend my time most wisely. Based on my experiences this morning, what really needs the most work in the Schumann Quintet is that stuff in the last movement that has an unfamiliarity to me, or I feel a certain discontent about it. Some of the things that I worked on yesterday in the Schumann Quintet really came back with a sense of familiarity, a sense of ease, a sense of joie de vivre, and that's good. That's what I wanted, and that's what I want everywhere if I can. Not that joy is always what I want to depict, but I want within me to feel this sense of well-being as I play, and I need to capture that in this section. So this deserves the extra attention, or the attention anyway. And on a different piano, it's also nice. It's not as resistant as my home piano. So I may get a different experience and a different awareness. I'm trying to reinforce the decisions I made. In other words, the grouping. Okay, some of these, of course, like there. When the figuration simplifies, those are so nice to feel. This should feel just that nice. Currently it doesn't. I think one of the important decisions I made this morning was to stop being hung up on hanging on to those bass notes. They're marked marcato, but they're marked with a slur. I'm going to keep my foot rather active, but more important, for state of mind, which is why I practice, for a good state of mind and fluid, comfortable, efficient, and even graceful execution, I need to let go for a more trustworthy experience. And then, of course, the coordination issue. And the reminder that for most of these passages, but not all, the figuration in the right hand starts with a trill, not with the extra octave added. I need both my ear and my body to get used to the familiarity of that trill figure. That combination of events and sensation. So those groups are really the ones that provide me with a sense of things fitting together. In other words, I need to be able to execute those individual groups without breaking them up, without unchunking them, shall we say. Arrive. I have to be able to arrive at those spots comfortably. In other words, like a launch gesture, it has to have a natural sense of continuation and conclusion. I can't be thinking about it in midstream. I have to let it go. So this has to go to that shifted hand position. I have to feel the arrival and feel the trill. I went one step too far, and it panicked me. I need this funny arrival on 3/5. So rushing in. I was so thrilled that it worked that I just, as my students will remember this sensation too, I go past the point to failure, in other words, instead of being self-contained within the limits of where I know I'm confident. So it's starting to simplify, though. That's really nice to feel. In a different figuration. I don't think I played a trill there. Trill. Because I don't want to look, because looking will distract me from concentrating for now on what I need to. So didn't do the trill. Trill. Again, I don't want to have to look to shift from D to E. That's silly. There's one decision I wanted to make to shift from 3 to 2, then 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a fingering decision I want, I like, but I have to do it. Okay, let me go back. Almost. And shift 2, 2. One advantage to that, of course, is by going to the new hand position, I also signal my right hand that its figuration is changing. So the hands are sharing in the newness, in other words, or in the change. Okay. It's not a big deal, but it needs to be taken care of. So that's like a separate section. I need more time to make more decisions. Just coming into that section means I need to pacify myself, calm myself, so I don't go, eek, here it is. Miss the trill, so. Well, that's the best it's been so far, which is still very tentative. But I do like recognition that I feel as if I know where I'm heading. I did think, incidentally, of one thing. This morning I mentioned how this practice has all been crammed because I started this project exactly when the semester started. The one advantage in this kind of accelerated, unnecessarily perhaps accelerated learning is that the progress, I have to have tangible progress in more or less real time. In other words, I can't just noodle around and say, well, it's been exactly stuck in this place for the last few weeks. That's just not something I can afford to do. So I have to make sure when something is problematical, I know what to do. or I do something specific about it, which is when I compare this morning with this afternoon, even in this section, I'm getting that little click into place, and I hope I will have time later on, tomorrow, and the morning of the day after to refine it. So here we go. Okay, the beginning was great. I love that. Pretty good. I do not remember exactly how fast this is. Whether we've reached it, I think I may be a little under, which for now is fine. And of course, the other thing I have to point out to myself is my partners are sharing this theme with me. It's not as if I am independently responsible for it, which means I want to be accurate to blend in with them, but I don't need to feel there's a great burden on me to carry everything, so that's good. Let's go on. I have to clarify those contrapuntal issues, most particularly what hand to think about the hand, especially the hand with the appoggiatura. The other hand comes back, it tends to repeat. So I'm adding to the timbre. I'm not contributing direct leadership. Stuff. Now again, the viola comes in. I'm going to be doubling the viola here in my left-hand part, but I have to leap up to there. It is admittedly a subito piano, which I will make note of, and you will probably want to take a little bit of time to get there, and I will make note. But I have to be stable in how I'm thinking. The same thing. I have to remind myself it's all with octaves thrown in, and it's just maddeningly different enough from the first version, and then of course it modulates. The one thing that's the same. Second measure, because that's all the same. Now it's not because of the, instead of just this, the first time. sensation. So that fits well. Doesn't reject. It's a fingering transplant, as it were. If that works. You notice I'm scooting forward in the hope that that solution finds no resistance. I'm looking for the path of least resistance. This part is easy. It's right under the hand. Now, there's a shift. And then I'm hoping it's sort of like a swell of 3 notes here, and one now slightly diminished chord on its own, and the 2 hand groups here, 2 basic hand groups, one sliding into the other. So, and this then complicated. The solution to it. But it's all because I want to be comfortable and trusted. But to do that, I have to be very sophisticated and discriminating in the choices I make, in the grouping and in the fingering. Okay, I have to shift my hand. So I know that it's meaningful for me. 4, 3, 2, 1. 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. That's it. 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. That's it. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a rehearsal to go to, but I think I made some progress here. I'm going to have to revisit this figuration a little bit later, but that's the way it goes. I'm getting somewhere, which is always a good place to be getting.